My teacher announced, "We installed a secret spy camera into one of your laptops to watch you take your test. If you don't come clean, we will expel all of you." I looked around the room and everyone else seemed just as confused as me. Anna's mouth was hanging open. Kevin kept staring at his laptop like it might explode. Nobody was making eye contact. Francis, the class bully, suddenly stood up from the back row. "Wait, what if we vote on who the cheater is?" Mrs. Jacobs tilted her head like she was considering it. "I'll allow it. You have 2 minutes to decide as a class. If you're wrong, you'll all face consequences." The room erupted into whispers as people rushed around arguing. I had no idea who could have cheated. I'd been focused on my own test. I walked over to Anna first since she'd sat next to me. She grabbed my arm immediately. "I know exactly who it is," she whispered, staring straight at Francis. "He never studies and somehow got a B+ on the midterm. He definitely cheated." It made sense, but I wanted another opinion. I went to Kevin, who was still staring at his laptop. "This is fake," he said. "Mrs. Jacobs is lying. They can't put cameras in our personal laptops without us knowing. She's just trying to scare someone into confessing." Kevin was good with tech, so maybe he was right. But Mrs. Jacobs looked dead serious at the front of the room. That's when I noticed Gerald sitting alone, crying silently with his head down. Nobody was talking to him. Gerald was quiet, but he always got good grades. I sat in the empty desk next to him. "Hey, are you okay?" He looked up with red eyes. "It was me," he whispered. "I cheated." "What?" "My mom had a seizure last night. We were at the hospital until 4 in the morning. I didn't have time to study. If I fail, I lose my scholarship. Please don't tell anyone." Gerald took care of his mom alone. Everyone knew that. 1 minute left, Mrs. Jacobs called. Most of the class was accusing Francis, who was yelling back defensively. A few people blamed Fanny. Nobody mentioned Gerald. 30 seconds, Mrs. Jacobs said. I walked to the center of the room. Everyone waited for me to speak. Anna nodded at Francis. Francis glared at me. Gerald stared at his desk, shaking. "Time's up," Mrs. Jacobs said. "Who is the cheater?" I stayed silent. Others shouted different names, but no one agreed. Nobody said Gerald. Mrs. Jacobs smiled. "Gerald, please stand up." He stood slowly as the room gasped. Gerald was the one who looked up answers on his phone, Mrs. Jacobs said. But he was only allowed to tell one person. The room went silent. "He didn't actually cheat," she continued. "This was a test of integrity. You could have sacrificed someone to save yourselves, but you didn't. You passed the real test." The room exploded with noise. Gerald looked relieved and confused. Anna demanded to know if this was legal. Kevin said he knew it was fake. From the back of the room, Francis started laughing.